it's like the only thing that for even more than soccer, it was the only thing for a while that really made me happy, and like right, like I was doing what I was meant to do. Sorry, I'm trying not to cry. What's up, you guys? So this is my 5-week check-in. I want to start off probably on like a not really great note and just tell you guys really what's been going on and just be honest, and then I'll try to get into a little bit more positive stuff and inform you and try to help educate you if you're going through this or planning to go through this. So last night at like midnight or 1 a.m., I wrote this out. So I just wanted to talk about some of that because yeah. So I don't really know where to start. I don't want to just sound like I'm complaining or whining or something, but I just want to be like raw with you guys, because I think that what I've been filming and what I've been showing you is a lot different than what I'm actually feeling. I feel like nobody's really like honest these days on social media or YouTube or anything, so I'm gonna try to be that person. So basically, during the day, I feel pretty fine. I'm super busy. I work like a full-time job and then YouTube stuff on the side and rehab and treatment and all that kind of stuff pretty much is, I mean, it's like 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. just nonstop go. But right around 11 p.m. or maybe like 10 p.m. every night, I'm just overwhelmed with frustration, regret, and just like overall sadness. And my boyfriend usually falls asleep around 10 or 11, and then I just feel really alone and start crying. I literally cry myself to sleep probably 5 days of the week. So it pretty much just comes from a place of regret, I think, and frustration. So let me read what I wrote last night. I typically write these at night when I'm feeling bad. It kind of gets everything off my chest and allows me to go to sleep. And it's really just like a flow of thoughts. It's not like full sentences or anything, and I just want to read it to you. I mean, it's like, it really doesn't make much sense, but I'll just read it to you. Hip, toe, can't stand. Haven't walked in 5 weeks. Hip hurts worse than it ever has. Haven't really left my house in weeks. Cry myself to sleep every night. Feel like I've made a huge mistake. Can't figure out if playing anymore is the right thing. The only thing I ever cared about The only thing I ever cared about The only thing I've ever really cared about and has ever really made me happy has get it together. Get it together. Okay. The only thing I've ever really cared about and has ever really made me happy has been shipped away from me. I am struggling 24/7, every second of every day. I didn't just go from being a normal person who works most of the day and then goes to the gym at night. Since I was old enough to make decisions for myself, and to be quite honest, probably before that, I trained about 6 to 8 hours of the 15-hour day. I wake up, train, eat, sleep for literally 12 years. That has been my entire existence. I used to sit while I ate, and sometimes not even sit, and then maybe during treatment or prepping for a bench press. Apparently I was being funny at 12 a.m. Those are pretty much the only times I used to sit. Now I sit about 13 hours in the 15-hour day. I say 15 hours because realistically that's my day. Wake up at 6 and start winding down and stop doing productive things around 9, meaning 15 hours of being a living, breathing, productive member of society. I now wake up and get ready for the day, which means get some tea and brush my teeth and start my sitting. I sit, lay from about 6 to 6, then I make dinner, eat, then instantly lay down and prop my leg up because my foot is instantly swollen after having it below my heart for about 15 minutes. Then I edit, read, cry, and write a note on getting all my feelings out while my sweet, sweet boyfriend snores in my ear. I am utterly miserable, and for what? To fix something that I'm not even sure fully needed fixing. I mean, yes, it was bad, but because it was so bad, it stopped being bad, if that makes sense. So really, did I just make it better to make it bad again? If all they're doing is tightening the ankle up, they're essentially just tightening it up so it hurts like a bitch again when I sprain it next time, versus when I used to have no pain when I sprained it because everything was so stretched out. And then I guess I went back into not making full sentences, and I wrote, my hip, my toe, my heart, my back, my muscles. Everything is fucked up and dying. I have completely lost sense. I have completely lost sense of who I am. I do this in the middle of the day and not at night, so I thought I wasn't going to cry because I feel like really good and optimistic during the day. But apparently that didn't work. I know it's like not allowed and taboo to cry on camera, to cry on YouTube. It's like not allowed. But sorry, this is just really what's going on. So let me try to explain some of that because it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Basically, I'm feeling regret not because I got my ankle fixed. I know it was a problem. Like, one of the top surgeons in Colorado wouldn't have told me I needed surgery if I didn't. So I understand that I needed surgery. The only issue is that I probably needed surgery way more 6 years ago than I did now. I've learned to adapt and work with an ankle that is super loose and stretched out. What I actually need fixed and what's actually stopping me from playing because of the pain, and what's actually stopping me from lifting because of the functionality of it, is my hip and my shoulder. My hip/hips actually stop me from lifting and playing, and my shoulder stops me from essentially both as well. At least stops me from playing 100% and definitely stops me from lifting the way I want to. And the reason I'm so frustrated is because I had this idea that I was going to be able to get all of these done at once and just like knock it out and be playing a year later, and that is just so unrealistic. Like, I didn't do enough research, and then like I had all these consultations with all these surgeons, and I told them all that plan, and nobody told me, like, that's too much. You're not going to be able to do that. These guys that have been around this for years, nobody told me that's kind of a ridiculous goal. You need to pick 1, maybe 2, not 4 surgeries. So literally, like, if I could put the surgeries that I needed in order from most urgent to least urgent, it would be hip, shoulder, toe, ankle. The reason I'm contemplating not getting surgery on any of those things anymore is because I'm seeing how hard and how just hard it is to come back from one surgery. So that's one part of my regret, is that I wish I would have done a different surgery. And the second part is, like I said, I've been learning to deal with this ankle the way it is. I know it's loose, but it works, kind of. Yeah, I have to tape my ankle, big deal. I probably have to tape my ankle after the surgery even. And the thing that's so frustrating is that I just don't understand how I wouldn't have thought of this sooner. Like, I just feel like my life has just been such a whirlwind, and like when I got COVID and then I had to get on this insurance as fast as I could and then start making decisions because I was trying to get everything done as fast as I can so I'm ready for next summer, and I made bad decisions. And I don't ever really regret much in my life because I just feel like you always learn from stuff, and I know that I obviously have already learned from this, but it's just tough right now because I'm just like scared that I'm just gonna have the same ankle issues, and now that it's all tightened up, like it's just gonna go back to actually being a problem when I sprain it versus like the last, I don't know, probably 3 years when I sprained my ankle. It's like a 2 or 3 day ordeal rather than a 3 or 4 week ordeal. Like it doesn't even keep me out of games. Like I sprain it, like, and I'm talking sprain, I'm not talking roll. Like I turn my ankle freaking over. And really the only thing that even hurts anymore is that bone spur that I had on the inside, which would have been an easier surgery than what I did get. And I just have like all kinds of bad feelings all the time, and then all the extra pain that it's caused. Like in my note I wrote like my toe, my calf, like my quad, my hip. So I had no left hip issues before this. Well, I did, like, but not where they are. And now my left hip feels exactly the same as my right hip that I've been told I need double surgery on. And my calf is like so painful. Like I can't even like put any pressure on it. Like forget rolling out, forget anything. It hurts so bad for the last 5 weeks straight. My ankle is so swollen, and it doesn't even feel like it's like swollen. It just feels like it's big now. Like my ankle is just going to be 3 times the size of my other one. My left toe, like the toe on the side that I had ankle surgery on, is like painful. Like the only way I know how to describe it is it feels like someone stepped on me like right on the joint of my toe with a cleat, like a heavy person, and pushed off and tried to run out of it, use me as a planting surface. And it's all the time. Like it wakes me, I literally I'm probably so emotional because I don't sleep because I'm up all night in pain, and like it just feels like, for what? And it's just like this entire season, if I wasn't gonna get my ankle, or sorry, if I wasn't gonna get my hip or my toe or my shoulder done, which I'm probably not, then why sit out a whole season just for my ankle? It's not worth it. It's not worth it. I should be playing. I'm 27 years old. I don't have a lot of years left to play, and there's so many other things that cause me so much more pain. Like my knees cause me more pain than probably anything other than my hips. It's like hips and then knees. And I haven't even seen anybody about my knees because I was so focused on these things that I've been told I need surgery on, and now everything hurts. My back, my knee, my left knee, my hamstring, my hip, my calf, my Achilles, all over my foot and my toe. So I went from having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things wrong with me to having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 things wrong with me. And I paid for that. I paid a lot of money for that. So I feel really sad most of the time. I'm also working this job that I don't really, have a lot of investment or interest in. To have insurance, to be able to pay for all of this, and it feels like I'm just wasting my life away. I should either be playing or working towards what I know I want to do in my life, and nothing that I'm doing right now really feeds into that. I just have no muscle left. For those of you that don't know, life after soccer for me looks like, ultimately owning a sports performance gym, but being a trainer, being a physical therapist, being a certified nutritionist, stuff like that is the ultimate goal for me. I used to study for my CSCS, but ever since this, I don't have time. It's either study for my CSCS or do YouTube, and I love making videos, and I love sharing experiences with you, so but with a full-time job and literally doctor's appointments every single day, it's just gotten to the point where I'm miserable in my own skin, and every day is just it's I've never really felt like this before. I've dealt with depression from head injuries and stuff, but I've never ever felt every time I wake up, I just want to keep sleeping, and I don't want to do anything. I actually don't like editing very much. I don't think I'm very good at it, and I don't have a creative knack for it. And it's the only thing I look forward to. Because the only thing I used to that used to make me happy or that I enjoyed in life is soccer and working out. And I can't do either of those things. And it was really the way that I defined myself, to be honest. Which may not be the best thing, but it's the truth. So now I just feel lost and I'm so unimportant. I went from people literally asking for my autograph at the store on the street to nobody even knowing my name at the job I work at, and sitting. I sit all day. That's why my back hurts. My butt is turned into a flat noodle. I have devoted probably 10,000 hours. Honestly, maybe not that much, but a lot of time to lifting and getting strong. And for those of you that don't know me, I'm a little bit like, I'm tall and I'm a little bit skinny, naturally. And I started lifting my junior or senior-ish year in high school, and then really getting heavy into it in college. And it's like the only thing that for even more than soccer, it was the only thing for a while that really made me happy, and like right, like I was doing what I was meant to do. Sorry, I'm trying not to cry. It made me feel like, kind of like I had a purpose, and I was so interested in it. Like, I couldn't get enough. I mean, I used to literally get rhabdomyolysis. It's like called rhabdo, where you like pee blood because you're breaking down muscle fibers so much that you have to like, they like get caught in your like bloodstream or something, and you like pee them out, and it's so painful. But I didn't care. I just wanted to train and learn and get strong and like share that with people. Like, I loved training people and just like helping people feel their best, look their best, which is what lifting did for me. My gosh, I can't stop crying. I really cannot stop crying. You know, like when you start crying, you just can't stop. Anyways, okay, let me regroup. I'm sorry, I just haven't like verbalized a lot of this, which is why I think I really like YouTube, and I think why a lot of people like to make videos, because it's unless you like see a therapist or something, nobody really wants to like hear this, you know? They might listen, but sometimes it's hard when you feel this all the time, literally every minute that you're alive. It's hard to like be able to get it out enough. So who knows, maybe I won't even post this video, and it will just feel good to say it out loud. But yeah, my whole identity is wrapped up in soccer. It is just the way it is. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, because you kind of associate yourself with something. I'm not saying my life is over if I can't play soccer anymore. I'm just saying it's a lot of who I am. It's what I've always done. Lifting has been a big part of that for the last 10 years. So not having either of those things, and also being a little bit unsure if I'll ever have them again, is what tugs at the heartstrings and what makes me cry. And for me, it's a little bit telling, because it makes me realize how much I still care about the sport. If I ever had any doubts about the future, my future, and what I wanted to do with my life, I think that this really reassures me, because when I say it out loud, about how much I miss lifting, or that if, I don't know, if I don't fix my shoulder, maybe lifting at a high level isn't in the cards for me, or anything like that, it makes me cry. So it's telling where my heart really is. I don't really know where I'm going with this, but I guess I want to make this video, and if I put this out, then I'm putting it out so that the one person, or, you know, the odd person that stumbles across this, that's dealing with anything similar, an injury, a surgery, an illness, maybe you got cut from a team, anything that's not allowing you to do what you want to do and what you love and what makes you happy, and what makes your heart literally beat, and what gets you out of bed in the morning, I guess know that you're not alone and that you're gonna get through it. And hopefully you can also, I hope, stumble on another video of mine in the future and see that I got through it. And even if I didn't continue down the same path of an athlete or anything like that, that I found my footing somewhere. Because usually when one door closes, another one does open. And even though I do feel like I know my purpose, it doesn't mean I can't have another one. So the same goes to you. And I'm sorry I'm crying so much. I can't get it together. Like, every time I say, I'm not even on my period. Every time I say something about not playing anymore, I just lose it. Okay. Anyways, so I'm 5 weeks out. I haven't walked in 5 weeks. And my leg is really, really atrophying. And when I think about the journey ahead, it is very daunting and intimidating, and it scares me, and it kind of makes me doubt myself. I don't say this to be like cocky or anything, just to like give you guys kind of an understanding, but I've never had an issue getting fit, getting strong, getting in game shape, anything like that, anything physical that's like demanding or hard. I don't have a problem with it. It's actually the only thing I truly like to do. I see myself in the future doing lots of things like CrossFit, maybe like American Ninja Warrior if I ever fix my shoulder. Anything that challenges me physically is exactly what I want to do. It's the only thing I want to do. So when I think about getting back to where I was, getting strong and fit and everything after this surgery, the reason I have a lot of self-doubt is because I haven't fixed everything. My hip has been holding me back for about a year now when it comes to fitness, getting strong, and my shoulder's been holding me back for about 3 years, and my toe for about a year. And when I say really holding me back, I really mean it. I don't mean like an ankle sprain holds you back for a little and then you work through it. A sore knees, I mean, I've messed up knees. They don't hold me back though, because I can just push through it, and I know I'm making them worse, but it's weird. It's like worth it to me. When it comes to my hip, especially my hip, and I would say especially my shoulder, it's functional stuff that I can't do. I can't squat. There comes a time where my hip locks up so I can't run. I can't do anything overhead. I can't do a lot of back stuff. I can't do any chest stuff. There's stuff that's like actually holding me back. So when I think about the recovery and how hard it's going to be to get back into tip-top shape, I get scared because of those constraints, those ailments. I don't get scared because of my ankle or because of just like how hard it is to get in shape when you haven't done anything in a year. But yeah, I just don't know what it's like to be out of shape like this much. I've never ever lost this much fitness, this much muscle, this much endurance. And I've had surgeries, I've gone through injuries. It's just never been for this long. And like I said, like, it's 5 weeks, so that's not that long, but I've basically been out for a year prior to that because of my hip, my back. So hopefully I'm not talking all over the place and this makes a little bit of sense. But yeah, I guess I wanted to make this, first of all, to be real with you guys, because a lot of the stuff I post, like, I haven't recorded this once. Every time I cry, I just try to push it down and write a little note to myself. But if somebody else is feeling like this and doesn't have someone to relate to, it's hard. Like, I don't have that right now, so maybe I can be that for somebody. And B, I wanted to make this, that's B. to be someone that hopefully someone can relate to and feel like they're going through it with somebody. I am feeling my right ankle right now and how small and petite and dainty it is, and my left ankle is just a freaking ball of mess. I feel like I could cry, like, all day. 'Cause I, like, hold it in a lot. If I talk to anybody about any of this, I start feeling like I need to cry, and then I just stop talking about it, and then I won't cry. But it just feels like I'm always holding it in. And it feels good to let it out and talk about it. Really good. I don't know. I just feel really, like, lost, which was the opposite that I felt before the surgery. Before the surgery, it was like, okay, I have a year. I've been resting, which is good, because I finally feel a little better. I have a year. I'm going to get all these surgeries done, and in a year, I'm going to feel amazing and be in the best shape of my life. I'm going to try out for the NWSL, I'm going to get on a team, I'm going to finally play where I want to play, and, like, I know I can do it, I have the talent, I just need to stop fighting through these injuries all the time and finally treat them. That's what everyone freaking tells me all the time, like, since my freshman year of college. You have to slow down, you have to listen to your body, you have to take time off, you have to not run every day, you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to take it easy. I never listened, and I think that it hurt me and it helped me. I think it hurt me because I have never met another female athlete that has had so many injuries as me and deals with so much daily pain as me. And I know that that comes a lot from playing two sports, multiple sports my entire life, and then 2 sports in college. So 2 sports at a Division I level, and then being completely obsessed with lifting on top of both of those. I mean, a typical day for me in college was wake up at 5, eat oatmeal, go do rehab for like 30 minutes, go to soccer training for 2 hours, 7 to 9, then go lift with the soccer team from 9 to 10, go to class from 10 to like 2, maybe like 2 classes, and then go to the gym, lift, maybe I would skip class, I don't know, grab a smoothie because I'm literally at this point 3,000 calories deficit. Grab a smoothie and pack it with literally all the calories you can. Maybe go to a class if I could, or if I couldn't, go straight to basketball and sit and film for an hour and then train for 2.5 hours and then maybe do weights, maybe not. It depended with weights with the team. Usually during soccer season, I didn't have to do weights with the basketball team, and then vice versa. So during basketball season, I didn't do weights with the soccer team. So I was always doing weights twice a day, sometimes not, it just depends. And then 2 trainings a day and like find time to go to class. And then after basketball, I would go to a class, a late night class, and then get home around 10 or 11. I'd get home around 10, and then, you know, in between 10 and sleep time, I mean, I'm waking up at 5, so I need to find time to eat and do homework. So, pretty crazy. I don't know where I was going with that, but it's just, oh, why my body is so messed up. I mean, that's a lot to throw at your body. And everyone used to tell me in the summers, like, take some time off. But for me, it just didn't make sense. Like, it wasn't something I wanted to do. And I had time to train and stuff. And it made me happy. That's the thing. Like, in the off season on Friday nights, in the gym playing pickup basketball. It's the only reason I got on the basketball team was because someone saw me playing pickup in the rec. And it's what I loved. It was literally me. Every Friday and Saturday night, it was literally like till like 1 a.m. because our thing was open all the time. It was just me and a bunch of guys just hooping it up. Sometimes a couple girls, and that's what I liked. And then before or after that, I was lifting, and it's just what I like. It's what makes me happy, but it's really demanding of my body. And once you hurt a couple things, you kind of become like injury prone. Like, I don't think you're injury prone from like birth. Like, you could have like loose joints, but once you've had a couple injuries, you're now injury prone because those injuries are susceptible to be re-injured, and they maybe alter something. Like my ankle was the first injury I ever had, like a bad sprain. And then from there, it just like continued. Then it was a knee, then it was a shoulder, like, and it was my back, and everything just affects everything, really. And when you demand that much of your body from, I don't know, the ages of probably like 10, 11, 12, when I really started playing like 3 sports at one time and competitively, it's just a lot. And what I'm getting at is that everybody used to tell me to take a break, but I am not particularly fast. I am not particularly strong. I am not particularly skilled, technical. The only reason I was good at any sport is because I worked my ass off. And I don't know if people say that a lot. I'm sure they do, because hard work is like, you know, everything. But since I can remember, like since, I don't know, high school, when I first got an interview or something, that's all I've ever said. It's all I've ever like known to say. I don't have this like crazy, insane athleticism or even this crazy, insane, just like knowledge of the game. I just worked harder than everyone. When I was a junior in high school, I went from my local club team soccer to my, to the best team in the state, and everyone was better than me. Everyone was getting contacted by these top 10 colleges, and, they were, I mean, I wasn't necessarily the star on the team, and now here we are. What would it be? 2011, more than 10 years later from when I started on that team, and I'm the only one still playing. One other girl is a Olympic track athlete. Shout out Annie. But other than that, I'm the only person from that team still playing. And it's not because I was more talented. It's not because I got lucky. It's because I worked my ass off. when I tell you, like, no day, like, you know, hashtag no days off, I'm serious, like, no days off. It wasn't a punishment, and it wasn't hard for me. It was easy. It's what I wanted to do. I wanted to go literally run until I felt ill on the track. I mean, literally anyone who went to Ralston Valley in the last 6 years has seen me run on the track every single day, every summer. And it's, like, insane a little bit. I mean, trying to beat my own times, pushing an extra... we would get these workout packets, and I would do 2 of the workouts in one day. In one, freaking time. If it was a 2 a day, I would be doing a 4 a day. Like, I was insane, and I effed my body up. But I guarantee that if I didn't do that, I wouldn't play professionally. When I was a sophomore in college, I had a sophomore slump. Like, I had the worst season ever. I was convinced I should just quit soccer. I was so bad. It was terrible. My junior year, I remember, like, talking to my boyfriend about what I wanted to do after college, and he was always saying, like, well, you're gonna play pro for a while at least, right? And I would always say yes, and in my mind, like, it was so crazy, because it was like I was lying, and I knew I was lying, and it made me feel so insecure, because I would say, like, yeah, and he would, like, tell his parents, and we'd talk about it in public, and I always thought I was just gonna be the biggest failure, because, like, there's no way I'm good enough. And now, after playing for 5 years, I'm convinced I could play in the top league. But anyways, the thing that is the toughest for me is that I'll never know. I'll never know if I did too much, and if I would have made it professionally without doing too much, or if I was my own, like, if I was the core of my demise, if I pushed too much, because injuries are easily my biggest obstacle that I've had to face. It's nonstop with me. It is literally nonstop. If it's not a big time injury, it's a muscle tweak. If it's not a muscle tweak, it's I'm getting my appendix out. Like, it's literally nonstop with me, and I don't know if I've done that to myself or if it's just my fate, and maybe injuries are going to be the biggest hurdle I have to jump over in my life. And if they are, then that's great, because I feel equipped to deal with them. But I know I'm getting off on a little bit of a tangent, but I just feel like I can talk to you. It feels really good. Anyone who doesn't have someone to talk to and doesn't go to a therapist or anything like that and just wants a little bit of therapy, I recommend turning on the camera and just talking to it, even if it goes nowhere. It's kind of nice. So yeah, I'm gonna finish this video. Look, I'm like smiling now, and at the beginning I was crying, so we're making progress. And I'm just gonna keep working on my rehab and do all that I can, because what's done is done. We don't have a time machine, unfortunately. So I think I'm gonna upload this alone, which means I'm gonna have a 5-week update video and a 6-week update video. So hopefully my 6-week update is a lot more lighthearted and fun, and I can report back some good news. But until then, I hope you all are doing really good, better than me, and if you guys need anyone to talk to, and you're just literally anyone to talk to, doesn't even have to be about a surgery or an injury or anything, feel free to reach out, because I know what it's like to not really have anyone to talk to. Sometimes all you need is someone to listen. So I can be that somebody if you guys need it. And if you don't, and you don't feel like reaching out, open up a camera and talk to the camera like a crazy person. All right, I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for listening, and love ya. Bye.